Good morning, traders. I hope you are well. It's a new week, it's a new day, it's well, not a new month yet. Next week we'll be saying it's a new month. Um, so so this is going to be an update, right? A live update on the account, on the progression of the account. But I think you can probably see it from the caption, right? Of the video. But and also just outlook for today, right? So today is we'll start off with just today, right? So that will have us. So that includes what are we looking forward to, or if there's anything else that we want to see, right? So if we look at the market today, what we have, you can practically see that we've got this is gold. So first of all, if we look at our economic calendar, it is a bank holiday, right, for the US and GBP, right? So what does that mean, right? I know as a forex trader, or should I say as a CFD trader, that may not really matter much, but as a futures trader, this should be important. In fact, I think it should just be important as a trader, generally, right? So I've had situations whereby, so what does this mean? This means that Typical Trader sent me an email as well, letting me know. It means that the market is going to close early, right? It says Monday is Memorial Day, which means the market will have an early close at that day, right? Which is 12 p.m. CT. So what you do is just take that and then you search, what does this mean? It means that it's going to close today. It's 7 o'clock, right? So yeah, that's 7 o'clock. This is practically showing you my location. And my location is off, by the way, but yeah, at 7 p.m. the market won't be moving. So I've had a situation where, but excuse me, I did not know. In fact, this is much better at 7. The day, I think it was an inauguration of, I'm not sure who it was, or someone had passed on, I don't know, or just acknowledgement of some old president. This is on the 9th of January. Why I even remember the days? Because what took place is that I was looking forward to a setup, right? As I was looking forward to a setup, what happened is I then ended up having to sorry, I just want to check something here. Okay, yeah, I saw that there was something here. So I then ended up having to I ended up losing the account. And I lost the account because I actually got in a trade, and I mean a few seconds, a minute is a lot, a few seconds before the market closed. And that day was closing at the opening bell, right? And we were still having our daylight savings, and it was around 3:30. So I entered like 29 minutes past 3, my time. And what happened is the market froze. So with one of the rules that Take Profit Trader has, which is centered on you should not have a trade past, or a midnight, which is by midnight and it's 5 their time. I could not go out of the trade. I was practically stuck of the trade, and yeah, it's a long story. I ended up losing the account practically. So Why is it important to note the days, or if it's a public holiday or not? It is important for you to know that if it is important, if it's a public holiday or not, so that you are not a victim to this. Like again, like I've mentioned, I have been a victim to the worst odds that can take place in the market. Like the worst odds, I have to go through them. And the way I look at it is, yes, it is not nice. I still have got flu. My apologies for that. It is not nice, right? It's not a nice experience. But the way I look at it, and every time it's whenever that happens, it's a trying moment and it's a testing moment. I see it as a blessing overall. Why? It's so that I don't have to go through this. Imagine if I have to go through this worst odds, which I have to explain to you. As in, like, when I mean worst odds, I mean like if it had to happen that we are all taking a buy, my broker I'm going into, if we are all in the same broker, my account would disable for no reason and they'll apologize. That's how it is. And it will be maybe because of, I don't know what small error that would have taken place, but I see it as learning moments, right? And I take advantage of those things because I take advantage of, I choose to look at the bright side of it, which is having to say, yes, I'm just 4 years in the game, right? I'm just 4 years in the industry and full time, but I mean 4 years as a like full time. And me being about 4 years, I see it as I still got more years to go, right? So like from the point I am right now, yes, I'm coming from 4 years behind, right? Which I've used, which I've been working on, but I see more years ahead of my trading career than the years I've just spent. So practically meaning in the next 4 years will have to be around, I see more than that, right? So maybe at some point, if I'm 10 years in the game or in the trading space, then I will have maybe a 10-year projection. Maybe it will be just a 20-year overall career, trading career. So meaning if I'm able to learn this now, it's going to prevent me from being able to experience those things once I'm fully established or once I'm fully trading big funds, right? So that is where the interesting part comes of how you take this. I mean, I make sure I've prayed. I make sure I'm doing my best to fulfill my calling, and also I am being a good father, and being a good husband, and trying to consistently be better at those things. So if I've done everything and things still go wrong, I am more positive about it, right? And I say, okay, it is an opportunity for me to learn something from that, right? And this is the type of things that I need to learn from, right? The type of things that I need to see in dark times like that. So bank holidays, always important. In fact, I did not know that bank holidays, or I didn't pay attention that some bank holidays are very good time. I've always thought if it's a bank holiday, especially if it's like from the America, USA, which is the USD, right? Banks are closed, shop, that's okay. And also, I didn't know that they actually close at 7, because I don't know what does that mean. Does it mean that we get to trade? London, of course, will operate, but New York, what happens to New York, right? Does New York have a part of it? Not, because that is like PM session. That's practically PM session, right? Of New York. So I don't know if AM session of New York is going to be operational or not. But, excuse me, in PM session in America, that's like 12 o'clock, right? Going. going to 1, 2, 3, right? So, but one of the things I said, after having that experience, I will just back off. Like I'll back off. And I think my account was even up 4% at the time. 4%. Yeah, I was up about 4%. And I ended up losing the account just based on this, I'm not going to say mistake, but the learning process and movement. So that's what we've got, right? So it's a bank holiday. So it being a bank holiday, it is an important thing to take note of, because we will need to make sure that we are always having everything on our side, at least to the best of our ability. So if you look at the market, is it moving? Yeah, it is moving. Okay. I'm just going to have a quick analysis, maybe, but I'm not going to be trading, right? I am not going to be trading. And I'll explain that in a minute why. So if you look at the market today, yeah, it does look bullish. We had an opening gap here, right? And we quickly filled it, and then we now trading lower. So excuse me. So that's on the 4 and the 1 hour. Just trying to have a look and see if there's anything that we may be looking forward to here. Honestly, with gold at the moment, I'd rather be not looking at it, even if there's going to be setups or not. Like I've mentioned, my thoughts or my approach to this is not. I'm not going to be trading today. In fact, today I'm doing a lot of paperwork. If I have to show you, I've got a lot of paperwork I want to work on. Right, the paperwork is my documentation. That is reviewing my last week and all of those things. I've already done that, but there's quite a few things I just don't work on, right? So that's what I'm going. Just quickly scanning through. NASDAQ looking bullish. We retraced in here. We broke structure here. So we have to be interested to see if there's anything the market may do. I mean, may potentially sweep this high, come back down, go back up. But yeah, again, I'm quickly just scanning through this. I'm not having anything. Let's say it's a bank holiday. Let me just pick one currency that I can leave it there. This looks good, I must say. The euro is looking good. Yeah, I just like a range, I guess. So euro is looking good. Let me see GU, if it's even better than AU. Okay, so I think these two are much better. So yeah, it's looking not that bad. Looking like we are actually bearish here. Yeah, but again, please look. I literally don't. You can see I didn't analyze. I just literally scanned through, right? So, excuse me. Yeah, this flu is still with me. So now, update with the account, right? So so update with the account. So I went through. So on Thursday was the last day I actually streamed the account, and yeah, on Thursday I think you left me on about 48 point something, I think 48.5 or 48.6 something that was. So I got frustrated, and this is why I got frustrated. Is that I knew very well that this past week was the best week that I've probably ever had. I'm not saying I won't have better. Probably this week might be even way better. But I streamed each and every trade. In fact, I started streaming on Tuesday. Monday I did not stream, and I was okay with no streaming on Monday. I was practically okay with my stream. I was okay, right? And not even looking at the market. I mean, streaming. I mean, like maybe trading. I did not even look at the market. I was actually on paperwork. So having that Tuesday, I said I was. This is why I was frustrated, and this is why I was not feeling happy. I was not happy. On Tuesday, London, I streamed a live trade here, a buy, which was from gold. Oh no, it was from NASDAQ. And that buy, I had to paper trade that buy, right? Because my account, should I say maybe take profit trader, was taking time in approving, like in purchasing the account to reflect. Usually it's fast, like if I just even reset now, or if I buy an account right now, I get the credentials, everything right now, right? But then what took place is the funds were taken, but it was just processing, right? There was nothing. So I ended up not trading London. And that setup was a good risk reward. It was about 4 to 5 hours with management, right? That's what it was. So even if we just take a 4 hour, then we look at the next trade, which was New York. I traded 3 setups. One was a BE, one was a loss, and one was a winner. But again, there was a miscellaneous thing that took place there. So I practically know and believe that these are the things, again, I know. As we are trading, there are miscellaneous things that will take place. It could be, excuse me, it could be a knock on the door, or it could be a significant other saying, please assist me with this, or it could be a call, because I had all those things I'm mentioning. These are the things which I actually went through the whole week. I had a call, and it wasn't good news, and I was not feeling well regarding the news itself emotionally, right, which I got. But I'm glad now, all is well now. I was regarding my mother, but I'm glad that she's recovered. And so that happened. I had where I executed a trade live here, and I thought I was executing on the account, but I actually paper traded the account, which was a good trade. So you see, all of those things. I then sat down and analyzed. I had my weekly recap. I said, okay, out of 11 trades which I publicly executed, I had 2 full losses. That was a gold buy in the US 30. So, 2. And 1, so out of 11, right? 2 were losses, which is okay. 1 was a break even. And then the rest of the 8 was winning trades, winning setups, which are all too publicly here. So I then got frustrated and said, no, it does not make sense. Win rate practically 70%, and I'm taking these trades live, but nothing is actually taking place, right? So I got frustrated. That's all I'll say. But again, after having a chat, a good friend of mine, then looking at the rules for Take Profit Trader, right? Looking at the rules for Take Profit Trader, you're not supposed to make, with the 50% consistency rule on the 50K account, you're not supposed to make more than $1,500, right? And the reason why I was limiting myself, or what did that do to me? It made me say, okay, even if I have a trade, maybe let's say it is a 7R. I'm just making an example. I hardly get those, but yeah. Let's say it was a 7R. And if it is a 7 hour, I'd be like, okay, if I risk 250 exactly, I'm not going to be part of the whole trade. So by the time I reach 6 hour, I'll be on 1,500, or even if it's 8 or 10 hour, whatever it is, right? I'm not going to be able to capitalize the whole move, right? And this logic is based on not being money centered, but setup centered. Because if I believe as a trader, if you are setup centered, you are able to make rational decisions. You are not moved emotionally or psychologically by money that you are seeing floating on the screen. But if you're like, okay, according to my setup, according to the market, what is it telling me? And after I've looked at my confluences that I've had, I've looked at my market condition, all of these things, price, I'm looking forward to move from here to here, with my risk being here and my take profit being here. I'm willing to take my take profit around here. So knowing all those things will allow you to be able to say, okay, but now when you put your with take profit traders saying you're not allowed to make $1,500 in a day practically. What that does to you is that, okay, if you put 1,000, if you are risking 250, which is like my risk, by the time you reach 6 hour, you'd have made 1,005. So I end up saying, okay, I want to be part of my setup. I want to be setup based. So there's no need for me to risk a 250, because if I lose the trade, I'm going to take a full loss. So instead, by the time I come to my TP, I can risk maybe 120 or 150. By the time I reach my TP, it's going to be, I would have hit my 1,500, right? So then realizing that no, is in the challenge phase, that approach is flawed in many ways, because I was floating some profits. I was not floating. I hit a TP. It's not what I wanted. My risk and all those, right? So then after this conversation, it's like no, it makes sense in the challenge phase to actually risk or be money centered, because they're practically telling you that don't make more than 1,500. So meaning it's telling you should be money centered. But in the funded stage, what it says to you is that there's no limit on the daily, right? So you can make as much as you can. Not that you should go in, or I should be going in to make as much as I can, but I can now use that perception of saying, my setup, I wanted to move from here to there, and I can be content. Then I can look, oh, this is the amount of money I made. Okay, then I know that was the best decision I did based on the setup. Setups, the craft is the one that gives back to the cash, or gives back to the money, right? And not the money gives back to the setup. No, that's not possible, right? So it makes sense. So by the time we had that conversation, that was late Thursday, I had already acted upon that frustration, right? So, but now, what's going to happen from now? From tomorrow, I'm looking forward to, I'll reset the account. In fact, I was going to reset today, but like I said, it's a bank holiday. I probably will, but I'm not going to be part of the market like I mentioned today. And I will reset the account. And the approach is going to be different now, in the challenge phase at least. I will be money centered, meaning I'll stick to my risk, which is my 250. And if my trade moves maybe 40% without even having to reach 100% or 80% of my trade, I should have reached my 1.5. I should be out, right? Usually my setup do not take long, maybe even 30 minutes, 20 minutes, depending on the day, right? So them not taking long, my streams also should not take long. I should be able to come in, deliver, show you how I'm doing it, and then I go about it. So those are the small things that, look, I'm now facing. I've never faced this, but now facing the challenge, what did it do to me? Like I was mentioning earlier, I could have said, okay, let me cry about it. But I said, okay, I'm done crying about it. What is the lesson for me to learn from this, right? and it's money centered. So focus on the money, and then when you're in the funded stage, focus on the what? On the on the on the setup, right? And when I'm saying focus on the money, that is supported by your craft, not just okay. Let me just get in. I'm waiting for the money. No, your craft is telling you this, and then you say, "This is how much I want to make from the trade before I even get to take profit or whatever it is." So, yeah, that's what happened, and yeah. So from tomorrow, I'll be back on. I'll be streaming. I'm not going to stream New York today. I will. I won't be streaming New York today. I will be working. Today, my environment is much better in terms of streaming. Right, I'd rather be at home with my family, but in streaming, it's actually more conducive cause it's more quieter, and I'm able to actually, yeah, just talk to you nicely, right? In my mind being fully here. So, um, yeah, that's the update. So we've talked about we've updated about the account, the bank holiday, and oh yeah, let me just show you the what they said when I received from Take Profit Trader, which is this here. Um, let's do this here. Just switch that so you can actually see what actually took place, right? So as you can see here, what happened is they sent me an email just telling me that your account is being deactivated. I didn't overtraded and all that, right? On that account. So yeah, I'll change this. Yeah, I won't be even using this anymore. I've got other accounts which are there lined up. I won't be using that account in case of anyone wanting to use those credentials that won't work. That's what happened. But yeah, let's meet tomorrow, and let's talk tomorrow. Let's today make sure you do the right thing. Do not do anything. Follow your rules for your trading. Do what you got to do. I mean, success. I'm not gonna say much about success, but what I know about it is that the things that you need in order for you to reach to what you define as your success is they are there, right? They're like right in front of you, and just be present and be productive. Being present and productive allows you to be aware of, or to be at least be aware at your optimum rate of how you can take advantage of whatever opportunities that are there. And those opportunities, this may be just spending 5 minutes or 10 minutes with your family, or 15 minutes with there's something that's in my mind that set up keeps on lingering in my head. Let me just go read that, right? Taking 2 minutes, 3 minutes, saying a little prayer, communicating with your Heavenly Father. So, I mean, Heavenly Father is not limited in anything you do. Even if it's depression or even if it's trading, no, He knows. He knows, right? It doesn't matter. I know sometimes you may like, you know what, okay, maybe there's too much baggage, but no, it's not. It's not. It is an opportunity for you to, there's always an opportunity for you to reach out, and it's always there. So we'll meet tomorrow, and yeah, have a productive and a good day.